Well, welcome everybody. I've got John Larter with me from Club Grubbery. He'd be best known for, but former AMBO medic, chucked out because he wouldn't take the mandates. But John, you've just rung me. Tell me what it's all about.
Well, Russell, I'm a bit upset actually. My wife Caitlyn has applied for a job with Murrumbidgee Local Area Health Service, which is an area health service of New South Wales Health. She was formerly employed by them prior to the mandates in a position called a Wellbeing Health In-Reach Nurse, which was essentially a role that was created by Bronnie Taylor, former Nationals health minister in the state government, that looked at a number of issues of students within schools and sort of brought sort of health benefits and better outcomes to those people. Now, she's worked her entire life in emergency departments. She's got a master's degree in clinical teaching. She's got a postgrad diploma from Sydney Uni in critical care. She's got a wellbeing, wellness coaching qualification, women's health, and she's doing a counselling course as well. Now, she's applied for a job as a mental health youth worker for 20 hours a week. It's not a full-time job. It's only a temporary role until June next year, from what I understand. Now, while she's filling out the application, the manager of mental health has emailed her during the process of her applying, Russell, and I'll read the email because I think it's pretty important. It says, "Hi, Caitlyn. I noticed you've started an application for the youth mental health worker position, which is fantastic. I just wanted to check in and see if you're planning to complete the selection criteria. They don't need to be extensive, just a concise outline of your relevant experience and skills. I've seen that you've undertaken some great training in the past couple of years that would be highly relevant to this role. So we'd really encourage you to finalise your application if this opportunity interests you. This position is set to close today, but if you need a bit more time, I'm happy to keep it open until Monday. Just let me know." Now, they gave her an interview, and within 24 hours of the interview, they rang her and said that she was unsuccessful. And I told her to follow up with them to get some feedback. And they've come back with that today, which is a bit disturbing. It says, "Dear Caitlyn, thank you for your follow-up, and I appreciate your patience while waiting for feedback. Our focus in recruiting to the youth mental health worker position has been on finding someone with specific experience in therapeutic interventions, as this skill set is essential for the level of support required by our consumers. The position will be re-advertised again shortly. Thank you." Now, Russell, I mean, you and I both know that health departments around the country are in a state of disarray. Mental health, it's very difficult to attract people to work in those areas. And in the area of youth, it's highly imperative that we get people working in those areas where there's vacancies. Now, on balance, Caitlyn fulfills every criteria that I can think of to fulfill that role, and to just disregard her and re-advertise this job demonstrates that New South Wales Health are actually pathetic. I would say this is vindictive, actually, Russell. I mean, I'd go that far.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not sure what their thinking is. But let's jump a few hurdles here up to the next spot. What would you like to say if you genuinely had a chance to talk to Chris Minns, right, and you were going to be gentle about it? What would you say?
Well, look, I'd say from my experience, Russell, of 25 years as a frontline paramedic, that there can be no greater need than working in this area from a clinician's point of view. It's imperative. It's something that needs to be resourced, and it just demonstrates that they're not really taking health seriously in New South Wales that they can disregard somebody putting their name forward to work in this opportunity, and they're prepared to just let the vacancy go and have nobody working in that role fulfilling that need. Now, I don't know. Look, Chris Minns, please look, take an interest in what's going on at the grassroots level. I mean, this is just shameful that young people are now going to be put at further risk because your health department is not doing its job.
Do you think the health department people themselves are letting Chris Minns down?
Well, look, I think Chris Minns is a nice guy. He seems very approachable. He seems to be in touch with a lot of good things. So yes, I do think they are, Russell. I think the bureaucrats are letting a lot of politicians down. I think the majority of politicians go into it with the right reasons and the right intentions, but you're only as good as the people that are working under you and the people that are working for you. And look, they are being horribly let down. This flows from Dr. Kerry Chant down, and look, I know, for instance, in the local area health service here, I was told last week that they won't put on an anaesthetist on call for emergencies because they don't want to pay the cost. But they were prepared to fund senior counsel, junior barristers, and up to half a dozen solicitors at probably in excess of $200,000, I'd say north of that, in stopping Caitlyn and I going back to work in our former roles that we were sacked from due to the mandates. Now, they say that the mandates aren't in existence, that they're not there anymore, Russell. But clearly something is going wrong here. I mean, how do you knock back somebody with that level of experience and re-advertise the role?
I understand what you're saying. I fully get the picture. I don't understand either, but there's a blockage there somewhere. Now, I know on a program like this may be remote, but it's for sure. If you mention the name Chris Minns, Russell Broadbent and John Larter in the one sentence, I'm sure it'll be brought to the Premier's attention. I'd like to think that the Premier doesn't know anything about this. Of course, he wouldn't, but he might like to put one of his people onto it just to have a bit of a look into Caitlyn's exercise as a general response to what's happening in health and why they can't get people. I mean, we need people back in the health system actually employing their skills. So we'd say to Chris Minns, Chris, get one of your people to have a look at this, get one of your troubleshooters to have a look at this and see where the law is now and where the actions of the health service are. So Johnny Larter, thanks for bringing it to my attention. The world knows about it now. Let's do our best and see how we go from here. I think we can change the world.
We're trying slowly.
And what do you say when you normally finish up?
You just couldn't make this stuff up. You couldn't on this occasion.
I'm not pinching that from Club Grubber either. Just tell you, mate, just the John Larter exercise. Thanks for having me.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, John. Bye.
Bye.